me from head to toe. That's that grace that covers me from head to toe. That's that grace that covers me. That's that grace that covers me. That's that grace that covers me from. That's that grace that covers me from. That's that grace that covers me from talking Matthew, talking Ephesians. That's that grace that covers me from talking Matthew, talking Ephesians. Head to toe, covers me from head to toe, from head to toe. That's that grace that covers me. Don't you live off bread alone. That's that grace that covers me from head to take a walk off the beaten path. Hunger where all my people at. Jesus Christ, man, I needed that. On the cross, he defeated that. In his arms where the freedom at. Looking up where the kingdom at. Used to go along with anything. Distant things, I can't take it back. By his wounds, I'm innocent. Took me out my predicament. He's super strong, he omnipotent. And his light magnificent. And his love magnificent. Cause I can tell you it's all about being a disciple. Yeah. Get to the top, they'll ask you to jump with your eyes closed. Yeah. Before I take a leap of faith, I'm checking my vitals. Yeah, seeing us move in the spirit, they call it revival. That's that grace that covers me from head to toe. That's that grace that covers me from head to toe. That's that grace that covers me from. That's that grace that covers me from. That's that grace that covers me from head to toe. Don't you live off bread alone, that's from a stove. Now that AI got a clone, that's that grace that covers me from. That's that grace that covers me. That's that grace that covers me. That's that grace that covers me from. That's that grace that covers me from. That's that grace that covers me from head to toe. Talking Matthew, talking Ephesians, talk that AI got a clone, I got it in my life like the righteous. Fishes of men like a Pisces, but I don't believe in that. Take a walk off the beaten path. Hunger where all my people at. Jesus Christ, man, I needed that. In his arms where the freedom at. Looking up where the kingdom at. Used to go along with anything. Distant things, I can't take it back. By his wounds, I'm innocent. Took me out my predicament. He's super strong, he omnipotent. By his wounds, I'm innocent. Used to go along with anything. Distant things, I can't take it back. On the throne where he's seated at. On the cross, he defeated that. In his arms where the freedom at. Looking up where the kingdom at. Used to go along with anything. Jesus Christ, man, I needed that. On the throne where he's seated at. On the cross, he defeated. That's that grace that covers me from. That's that grace that covers me. That's that grace that covers me from. That's that grace that covers me from head to toe. That's that grace that covers me from head to toe. Yeah.
If you're gonna graduate, I mean, maybe it's slightly more in the financial sector versus maybe being like a teacher or something. Like being a teacher, you're there because you enjoy it and you want to make an impact on the next generation, and you know what teachers get paid in the area. Whereas the financial space, everybody tends to be extremely money driven.
Step by step, the light will shine. Locked in Christians, we align.
Be on the lookout for Locked In Trivia because it is coming. Every guest has to go through it. It just is
part of the
what
game.
it
Yeah.
is. All right.
Who split the scene with just a staff? Can you guess it? Do the math. Was it Moses or someone new? Bible trivia's calling you. Who built the ark? Was it tall or small? Who had the faith to answer the call? Bible trivia.
Step by step, the light will shine. Locked in Christians, we align.
Where should Christians invest their money? What does the Bible say about how we invest our money? And what do we do? What does the church do with the money? Well,
Step by step, the light will shine. Locked in Christians, we align.
faith-wise, do you feel like the financial field in general, and also specifically to where you are, do you feel like it challenges your faith into kind of fall in love with money, which is something that, you know, we're not supposed to do? We use it as a tool, which we'll kind of get to that a little bit later as well. But you feel that temptation, is that something that is prevalent in that space for you?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's prevalent, honestly, in every sector. I mean, if you're gonna graduate, I mean, and maybe it's slightly more in the financial sector versus maybe being like a teacher or something. Like being a teacher, you're there because you enjoy it and you want to make an impact on the next generation. And you know what teachers get paid in the area. Whereas the financial space, I mean, everybody tends to be extremely money driven. I mean, that's the reality of the space. And I think there is a strong temptation, especially there is a sense of competition, whether it's amongst other firms or other teams that you're competing against, and you want to make the most amount of money, and kind of drawing the line between like working hard but not making it your world is important.
Step by step, the light will shine. Locked in Christians, we align.
Listen, I've been meaning to get you guys this talk because it's so important to know if where should Christians invest their money? What does the Bible say about how we invest our money? And what do we do? What does the church do with the money? Well, you know what? Connor is going to answer most of these questions. He's going to do best, but he's going to answer a lot of these questions for us. And super excited about it, and I just want you guys to enjoy this conversation. Hopefully it's edifying to somebody out there. Without any further ado, let's get the man, the myth, the legend to join us. And here he is, Mr. Rains, Connor Rains, my good friend.
What's going on?
Welcome to Locked In Christians, my brother.
Happy to be here. Appreciate it.
Before we get started, what is your beverage of choice right now? Because I'm on some tea. I'm a tea guy during the show.
I'm going Kirkland sparkling water, and it's slightly warm too. I have a habit of going in the fridge, taking 3 or 4 of them. I'll drop them on the table. And
absolutely.
Turns into regular water pretty quick.
That's me too. You can ask my wife. I get in trouble for this all the time. She's like, Riff, you didn't finish your last Kirkland water. It's just sitting somewhere random in the house.
Yeah.
Faith wise, do you feel like the financial field in general, and also specifically to where you are, you feel like it challenges your faith into kind of fall in love with money, which is something that we're not supposed to do? We use it as a tool, which we'll kind of get to that a little bit later as well. But do you feel that temptation, is that something that is prevalent in that space for you?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's prevalent, honestly, in every sector. I mean, if you're gonna graduate, I mean, and maybe it's slightly more in the financial sector versus maybe being like a teacher or something. Like being a teacher, you're there because you enjoy it and you want to make an impact on the next generation. And you know what teachers get paid in the area. Whereas the financial space, I mean, everybody tends to be extremely money driven. I mean, that's the reality of the space. And I think there is a strong temptation, especially there is a sense of competition, whether it's amongst other firms or other teams that you're competing against, and you want to make the most amount of money, and kind of drawing the line between like working hard but not making it your world is.
Bro, still isn't downloaded. This is crazy.
Yeah, that's that grace that covers me from head to toe. That's that grace that covers me from head to toe. That's that grace that covers me from head to toe. That's that grace that covers me. That's that grace that covers me. That's that grace that covers me from. That's that grace that covers me from. That's that grace that covers me from talking Matthew, talking Ephesians. That's that grace that covers me from talking Matthew, talking Ephesians. Head to toe covers me from head to toe, from head to toe. That's that grace that covers me. Don't you live off bread alone. That's that grace that covers me from head to take a walk off the beaten path. Hunger where all my people at. Jesus grace, man, I needed that. On the cross, he defeated that. In his arms where the freedom at. Looking up where the kingdom at. Used to go along with anything. There's some things I can't take it back. By his wounds I'm innocent. Took me out my predicament. He's super strong, he omnipotent. And his light magnificent. And his love magnificent. Cause I can tell you it's all about being a disciple. Yeah. Get to the top, he'll ask you to jump with your eyes closed. Yeah. Before I take a leap of faith, I'm checking my vitals. Yeah. Seeing us move in the spirit, they call it revival. That's that grace that covers me from head to toe. That's that grace that covers me from head to toe. That's that grace that covers me from. That's that grace that covers me from. That's that grace that covers me from head to toe. Don't you live off bread alone? That's from a stove. Now that AI got a clone, that's that grace that covers me from. That's that grace that covers me. That's that grace that covers me. That's that grace that covers me from. That's that grace that covers me from. That's that grace that covers me from head to toe. Talking Matthew, talking Ephesians, talk that AI got a clone, I got it in my life like the righteous. Fishes are men like a Pisces, but I don't believe in that. Take a walk off the beaten path. Congo where all my people at. Jesus Christ, man, I needed that. In his arms where the freedom at. Looking up where the kingdom at. Used to go along with anything. There's some things I can't take it back. By his wounds I'm innocent. Took me out my predicament. He's super strong, he omnipotent. By his wounds I'm innocent. Used to go along with anything. There's some things I can't take it back. On the throne where he's seated at. On the cross he defeated that. In his arms where the freedom at. Looking up where the kingdom at. Used to go along with anything. Jesus Christ, man, I needed that. On the throne where he's seated at. On the cross he defeated. That's that grace that covers me from. That's that grace that covers me from. That's that grace that covers me from. That's that grace that covers me from head to toe. That's that grace that covers me from head to toe. Yeah.
If you're gonna graduate, I mean, maybe it's slightly more in the financial sector versus maybe being like a teacher or something. Like being a teacher, you're there because you enjoy it and you want to make an impact on the next generation, and you know what teachers get paid in the area. Whereas the financial space, I mean, everybody tends to be extremely money driven.
Step by step, the light will shine. Locked in Christians, we align.
Be on the lookout for Locked In Trivia because it is coming. Every guest has to go through it. It just is
Part of the
what
game,
it
yeah.
is. All right.
Who split the sea with just a staff? Can you guess it? Do the math. Was it Moses or someone new? Bible trivia's calling you. Who built the ark? Was it tall or small? Who had the faith to answer the call? Bible trivia.
Step by step, the light will shine. Locked in Christians, we align.
Where should Christians invest their money? What does the Bible say about how we invest our money? And what do we do? What does the church do with the money? Well,
Step by step, the light will shine. Locked in Christians, we align.
faith-wise, do you feel like the financial field in general, and also specifically to where you are, you feel like it challenges your faith into kind of fall in love with money, which is something that, you know, we're not supposed to do. We use it as a tool, which we'll kind of get to that a little bit later as well. But you feel that temptation, is that something that is prevalent in that space for you?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's prevalent, honestly, in every sector. I mean, if you're gonna graduate, I mean, maybe it's slightly more in the financial sector versus maybe being like a teacher or something. Like being a teacher, you're there because you enjoy it and you want to make an impact on the next generation, and you know what teachers get paid in the area. Whereas the financial space, I mean, everybody tends to be extremely money driven. I mean, that's the reality of the space. And I think there is a strong temptation, especially there is a sense of competition, whether it's amongst other firms or other teams that you're competing against, and you want to make the most amount of money, and kind of drawing the line between like working hard but not making it your world is important.
Step by step, the light will shine. Locked in Christians, we align.
listen. I've been meaning to get you guys this talk because it's so important to know if where should Christians invest their money? What does the Bible say about how we invest our money? And what do we do? What does the church do with the money? Well, you know what? Connor is going to answer most of these questions. He's going to do it best, but he's going to answer a lot of these questions for us. And super excited about it. And I just want you guys to enjoy this conversation. Hopefully it's edifying to somebody out there. Without any further ado, let's get the man, the myth, the legend to join us. And here he is, Mr. Rains, Connor Rains, my good friend.
What's going on?
Welcome to Locked In Christians, my brother.
Happy to be here. Appreciate it.
Before we get started, what is your beverage of choice right now? Because I'm on some tea. I'm a tea guy during the show.
I'm going Kirkland sparkling water, and it's slightly warm too. I have a habit of going in the fridge, taking 3 or 4 of them. I'll drop them on the table.
Yep.
And
Absolutely.
Turns into regular water pretty quick.
That's me too. You can ask my wife. I get in trouble for this all the time. She's like, Riff, you didn't finish your last Kirkland water. It's just sitting somewhere random in the house.
Yeah.
Faith wise, do you feel like the financial field in general, and also specifically to where you are, you feel like it challenges your faith into kind of fall in love with money, which is something that we're not supposed to do? We use it as a tool, which we'll kind of get to that a little bit later as well. But do you feel that temptation, is that something that is prevalent in that space for you?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's prevalent, honestly, in every sector. I mean, if you're gonna graduate, I mean, maybe it's slightly more in the financial sector versus maybe being like a teacher or something. Like being a teacher, you're there because you enjoy it and you want to make an impact on the next generation. And what teachers get paid in the area, whereas the financial space, everybody tends to be extremely money driven. I mean, that's the reality of the space. And I think there is a strong temptation, especially there is a sense of competition, whether it's amongst other firms or other teams that you're competing against, and you want to make the most amount of money, and kind of drawing the line between like working hard but not making it your world is important.
Yeah. That's that grace that covers me from head to toe. That's that grace that covers me from head to toe. That's that grace that covers me from head to toe. That's that grace that covers me. That's that grace that covers me. That's that grace that covers me from. That's that grace that covers me from. That's that grace that covers me from talking Matthew, talking Ephesians. That's that grace that covers me from talking Matthew, talking Ephesians. Head to toe, covers me from head to toe. From head to toe. That's that grace that covers me. Don't you live off bread alone. That's that grace that covers me from head to take a walk off the beaten path. Hunger where all my people at. Jesus Christ, man, I needed that. On the cross, he defeated that. In his arms where the freedom at. Looking up where the kingdom at. Used to go along with anything. Distant things I can't take it back. By his wounds, I'm innocent. Took me out my predicament. He's super strong, he omnipotent. And his light magnificent, and his love magnificent. Cause I can tell you it's all about being a disciple. Yeah, get to the top, he'll ask you to jump with your eyes closed. Yeah, before I take a leap of faith, I'm checking my vitals. Yeah, seeing us move in the spirit, they call it revival. That's that grace that covers me from head to toe. That's that grace that covers me from head to toe. That's that grace that covers me from. That's that grace that covers me from. That's that grace that covers me from head to toe. Don't you live off bread alone, that's from a stove. Now that AI got a clone, that's that grace that covers me from. That's that grace that covers me. That's that grace that covers me. That's that grace that covers me from. That's that grace that covers me from. That's that grace that covers me from head to toe. Talking Matthew, talking Ephesians, talk that AI got a clone, I got it in my life like the righteous. Fishes of men like the Pisces, but I don't believe in that. Take a walk off the beaten path. Hunger where all my people at. Jesus Christ, man, I needed that. In his arms where the freedom at. Looking up where the kingdom at. Used to go along with anything. Distant things I can take it back. By his wounds I'm innocent. Took me out my predicament. He's super strong, he omnipotent. By his
Mic
wounds
check.
I'm innocent.
Mic
Used to go along with
mic
anything.
check.
Distant things I can.
Oh, wait, mic check. Mic check. Okay, hold up. Wait a minute. Let me put some. Okay, hold on. All right, welcome to the live, ladies and gentlemen. We got a great show for you guys today. Super excited. First of all, check in on the chat somewhere there because it's about to go down. Okay. We got a lot going on for you guys. Have you guys seen the title of this episode? We got AI passes seminary test. We're gonna look at that story because that story has been that story has low-key been cracking me up all day. So I can't wait to get to that main story for today. But let me set up our show because what is this? Okay. We need to display a screen. Actually, let's do this. So guys, check in on the chat, man. Let me know what's going on. What's cooking? Who's goofy? What it do? What it do? What it do? Hey, listen, did you see the AI passing seminary test? We're gonna be talking about a lot of things, but there's some interesting news out there in the AI space. So today we're gonna dedicate it, and also I'm just gonna show you guys that I'm gonna show you guys what AI is up to now. Okay, more than anything, what AI is up to now. So you're gonna need to brace yourself for this episode because it's a lot, and I'm not even sugarcoating this, but I mean, AI is doing numbers right now. What the videos look like is insane, and I don't know if you guys have seen it, but what the AI videos look like today, absolutely blowing my mind. So, yeah, just wait till you see it, guys. And I know you're sitting there wondering, like, what is he talking about? Yeah. Just wait till you see it. Okay, right now I'm trying to copy something and it's not working. It's really it's really killing me right now. All right, here we go. All right. So we're gonna be looking at this story as well. Here it is, literal architecture, GPT-7. Okay. All right, that is definitely not it. The latest AI all right, so the latest AI breakthrough scored a 98 out of 100 in the global seminary ethics test. I'm just trying to get to the link. Where is okay? Yeah, also provide links for the story references. Okay. So as I get this up and running, it's a moving target around here. Amen. Okay. Now, oh, let me get my hand right. What is going on? Yeah, we have our new look for our studio. So we're doing everything vertical now. If you guys that's noticed, we are vertical. And honestly, I think it's best because it gives us a chance to have random people check out the show. I don't know, for some reason when the show is landscape, there's not a lot of like random people popping into the show or whatever the case is. But when you turn it the other way, when you do vertical, for some reason random people pop into the show all the time. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just, maybe I'm just new to the tube or something, but this is I found this to be the best so far. Okay. I found this to be the best setup so far. All right, let me move this over here. We're gonna mute that. All right, this should do the trick. And window. Pow. Okay. Oh, where'd you go? Oh, there we go. Okay, so this is our setup. This is what we look like these days. These days, I don't know how to talk to you. There's a song there, but here we go. Let's get some of these links. Whoa, where did those? Okay, where did my story goes? Where did my story go? Okay. Oh no. Okay. Seminary. Seminary test. Okay. All right. Sorry for the dead air there, guys. I had my research. My research just blanked out on me, so all my research just vanished. As I'm looking forward to it. Who's Goofy? Blake. This is pre-recorded. No, this is not pre-recorded. This is live, bro. This is live as it can be. Oh my gosh. No, it's not pre-recorded, bro. No. At Larry, it is not pre-recorded. That was the previews for the show. If you watched it long enough. Sorry, Larry. That was the previews. Larry's wondering if the show's pre-recorded. No, we don't have that type of budget to pre-record anything, bro. We don't have the budget. But no, we this is definitely live. It's live. Okay. If not, we can talk about Second Samuel. I know all about Second Samuel. But we're not gonna do that today because I promised you guys some AI stories. But what is going on? What's going on? All right, there it is. Okay. So let me see. This Gemini joint is really whoa. Oh, what happened to the last news? Okay, let me get back. Let's do another one. I think I like this one. Okay, top shockwaves. What are these? Are these real stories? Let me see. Okay, empathy kernel. That's what it is. Okay, empathy kernel news AI. Okay. AI generated empathy. No, that's not it. Okay. It says empathy kernel passes pastoral ethics exam. Okay. Empathy kernel passes pastoral exam. Okay, let's see. What is going on? Okay, so did this news just get made up? Oh my gosh, it did. Okay, it definitely did. Okay. The latest news and I would say attention grabbing headlines in the Christian space and AI. Okay. I'm going to get you guys that news. I cannot believe AI has led me astray. Okay, this is one of those things that does happen, by the way. If you do research AI, always make sure it's right. I was doing research for a paper earlier that is on Second Samuel, for example, but I'm looking at a lot of commentaries and a lot of papers, and I went to AI just to see what AI would do. I usually don't for this type of research. When it's biblical, I just go to straight the Bible commentaries or anything like that. But other sources. But I did AI just to check it out, just to test it out, and it literally was wrong about things that are in the Bible. It's in the Bible, but it got it wrong. How did you get it wrong? That was my question. I was like, the Bible hasn't been changed for ages. All you have to do is reference the text and then regurgitate. So how did you get it wrong? Like, it made up the origin of the passage I was doing research for. So, be very careful with your research on AI. Okay. All right. Let's see. Oh, all right. There we go. There we go. As new threat to Christian faith. All right. So first story we're gonna look at is actually going to be this bad boy right here. Okay. Let me make sure that gets right on the screen right there. All right. So as we continue to look into what AI is doing in the Christian space, a lot of the articles that are starting to come out, they feel like warnings a little bit. I don't know if you guys have been seeing it as well, but they feel like somebody's going, "Hey, these are the activities that happen right before." Like AI takes over or something crazy like that. They just kind of feel like these articles are, it's just trying to prepare us for something. I don't know, but there's a ton of these. I covered like 6 more last week's show. Today we have a few more we're going to be looking at, but it's like these things are happening and they're changing even the Christian space, even for us brothers in the faith. The change is unavoidable, essentially. So let's see what these guys are talking about. So AI, a new threat to Christian faith. Now, we've covered this in a wide variety of angles, but this one I've yet to see. I've yet to see this angle. But these words are really light, so I'm gonna have to do some zooming in so you guys can see that. But says here that as digital systems become even more capable and human become increasingly comfortable interacting with and confiding in artificial intelligence, a new faith-based conflict is emerging with AI Jesus. Interesting. America has already experienced a significant decline in religious affiliation. Now, this is actually going the other way. Now, I've covered this on the show and other episodes that you can check out on the channel somewhere. But religious affiliation is actually growing. Like, more people are joining the faith now than ever. It's actually pretty insane. Even the Bible app has received record downloads in 2025, specifically after the shooting of Charlie Kirk. Even church attendance was up, and Bible downloads was up. Bible purchases has been up. So all of these things are actually refuting a little bit what this author is writing. But still, America has I think in the grand scheme of things, America has declined in religious affiliation. So it is true in the grand scheme of things. If we are looking at, you know, like post-war U.S., and I'm talking about the last war, the last major war, World War II, for example. But there's a lot more religious affiliation then than now, for sure. And then if you even go back 100 years before that, you'll find a big difference. But the decline, it says here, is part of a broader global trend. Shock. And the percentage of American adults who report attending to church religious services monthly has hovered in the low 30s since 2020. That has gone up. For specific demographics like Gen Z, for example, it ended the year on the up. They started 2020s as the lowest, least church attending and church going generation, Gen Z, and they flipped that. They are the highest church attending generation as far as recent numbers go so far in ending 2025 and then 2026. So and I cover this in the other show, so make sure you could check out on the channel. We talk a lot about all of these little trends that are coming up. It says there, as artificial intelligence continues to encroach on previously private spheres of individual life, a concerning correlation is arising. The more exposed people are to automation technologies, the weaker the religious beliefs become. Wow, that is actually really interesting to think about. What a sentence. It says here, the more exposed people are to automation technologies, the weaker the religious beliefs becomes. Is that true? Is that true, chat? Is that true for you guys? Is that true for you guys in the chat? I don't know. Or people you know, I guess. Or people you know. Let's pose that question to the chat, because I think this is an interesting statement from the author, saying that uh, the more exposed you are to things that are automated, the weaker your religious beliefs become. And this is saying religious beliefs in general, like covering all of the religions, for example. But I mean, what kind of automated systems? I mean, we've had automated systems for a very long time. We've had machines build cars for a very long time. So, what do they mean by automated? When is they talking about like my iPhone being able to send a text on its own? Like the more my iPhone can check my email and then tell me who sent me an email, is that the type of automation that is making my religious belief weaker? But I gotta do understand part of this statement. I don't know if I agree with all of it, but I do understand part of it, that yes, um, if you see AI create something absolutely ridiculous out of nowhere, right? Like some of these videos I'm going to show you guys for the AI videos are up to right now. You're going to see, like, if you see that and you can create it in point 0.5 seconds, I guess that will kind of make your worldview a little bit differently. As in, like, if you thought there was a higher power or someone that can control everything, then you might, I guess, think less of that entity. So, kind of, but interesting sentence, though, to say the least. I want to know what you guys think in the chat. Let me know, or in the comments when you watch this video. It says there, this relationship is not coincidental. There are significant properties of automation that encourage a decline in faith. While individuals have historically turned to religion or spirituality, that's a fun word there, spirituality, for answers to questions beyond the scope of human knowledge, these questions may now seem much more attainable to those exposed to highly automated spaces, decreasing the reliance on higher power. This would mean that if you are a programmer or have been a programmer, you have been using automated tools for a long time. If you have been doing marketing or if you've been doing coding, now these processes are becoming automated. So does that mean that if you work in that industry, you are more likely to have a negative point of view of religion or negative point of view of faith in general? I mean, possibly. Are a lot of people that work in code non-Christian or technical spaces? Maybe. A lot of people that work in automated industries right now, non-religious. I don't know. I mean, it's a pretty broad statement, generalization for the author to make. But again, I hope they have the research to back that up. The author says here, additionally, a 2024 research study reports that non religious individuals show significantly less trust in AI compared to those who identify as religious. That is interesting. No way. Okay, this research is saying that non religious, I mean, people not into faith, trust AI less than those who are in the faith. How is that? Well, I guess I kind of get it because, I mean, if you're in the faith, okay, if you're a Christian, you understand that the end has already been won. We're not we're not fighting Satan. Okay, we are fighting spirits and principalities. Yes, as Paul says um, in his letters, but we are not fighting Satan. That battle is won technically because God is outside of time. That battle has already been won. So I'm interested into why we as Christians and people in the faith trust AI more than people that are not Christian. I feel like it would be the opposite because this would technically be controversial to this statement because it says here that the more people exposed to automated technologies, the weaker the religious belief here. But then in in the same next paragraph, she says that the research that came out shows that non-religious people actually trust AI less. So who's using the AI? This is actually crazy now that we're analyzing it this deeply. What is this? Let's block that. Okay, it says here users now have intimate access to text with Jesus. Oh, this is good. We have to see where does this link go? We're about to get into this. Text with Jesus. What? What? When did I'm just seeing this. I'm just as shocked as you guys are for the first time. Have you guys seen a divine connection in your pocket? I'm uh I'm just as shocked to see that. Oh, like at the same time as you guys. Just as shocked. I just want to let you know that. And we're gonna look at that Text with Jesus app. Okay. You bark my words. We're gonna get to that app on this show tonight. Okay. Maybe it's Stefan Peter, the founder of Catloaf Software, which developed Text with Jesus, markets the app as simply a fun, accessible way to explore scripture and spirituality in a new format. Okay, interesting. In acknowledging lived faith, but we cannot assume that the app's users operate under this same presumption. Humans are, in fact, extremely willing to interact with digital systems intimately. And this is very true. Sadly, there is a story in the news that happened. I think it's multiple times now. It's some a teenager got into a relationship with an AI chatbot, and the chatbot actually pushed, or not pushed, but encouraged the teenager to take his own life. I don't know if you guys have seen that story, but yes, it says humans are willing to interact with digital systems intimately. Yes, this is very true. Now, it is sad that teenagers are reaching for something like a chatbot to have intimate conversations or to develop a deep relationship, because this is something that we used to do with other humans. You guys remember that? We used to do that way back in my day. We used to just hang out and talk to other people. It's crazy. But the fact that we're willing to talk to an app is a societal issue to see that we've kind of been divided and isolated. And once you're isolated by yourself, you are going to reach for something. We're meant for community. And I'm not like inventing this language by any means. Like, this is something that is perpetuated throughout all of most religions, to be honest, but especially for us in the faith. Like, we are meant to live in community. We are community based. Like, we are the body. It's like parts, like we work together. And when you are isolated, you don't have anybody to talk to. You don't have anybody to be intimate with. You don't have anybody to share, to confess, to grow, to sharpen. Right. So then you will easily be a good candidate for these chatbots that can talk to you however you like. And it's sad, but it's happening, and it's happening really fast. The APA, this is the American Psychological Association, has called for investigation into the deceptive practices of AI chatbots passing themselves off as real human beings. So it says here the ability of these chatbots to refer to themselves as real pastoral and religious figures is a dangerous convolution of the truth and subsequently encouraging trust from users. By providing seemingly real validations. Okay, that's fair. So essentially, what the author is saying that is these chatbots will just tell you what you want to hear, like, somebody that likes you a lot. A real person does this too. So let's not isolate it to AI. Yes, real people can actually also tell you what you want to hear, and behave kind of like this chatbots. So the dangers of American capitalistic influence on AI religious chatbots cannot be overlooked. No religious authority has formally developed or endorsed chatbots or automated religious services without the support of religious institutions. For-profit companies retain control of automated faith-based spaces driven by the economic ideal of monetary gain through advertising. Now, we talk about money and the faith all the time. As a matter of fact, our past few episodes were kind of dedicated a little bit to finances, and we talked to Connor on this channel. That episode was pretty fire, low key. We dropped some gems on there, so go check that out. We have a lot of shorts and clips and stuff on our Instagram, but we cover tons about faith and finances, and it seems like these chatbots are kind of teetering on that line, because if you create a chatbot app and, for example, this text with Jesus, right, at some point, if you get 1 million people to download text with Jesus, which you probably will, just because these things always happen this way, then there's going to be a temptation to capitalize monetarily from 1 million downloads, which is ads. And if you use ads and use it for ministry purposes, or use the revenues for ministry purposes, is that wrong? I don't know. There's an argument. Is it wrong? Is it right? Sure. But I can't tell you the answer. That's really up to your own reading of that situation, and whether or not it's something that's a burden to your own faith, whether that's something that convicts you. If you have no convictions in making money, then, from this type of app, then okay, no problem. But most people, like myself, I would have a conviction if I designed this app, for example, Text with Jesus, and I charged you a monthly fee or something, or I had ads going through this app, then yeah, that's probably, I feel convicted about that. Some people don't, but I would. Okay. And this is a really good point that the author is making here. The author is making here that essentially you're not going to get approval from the religious entities when you're creating these AI chatbots, because it takes forever. I mean, you ever seen the Catholic Church change anything? It takes 10 years at best. Like, it's a slow change. We don't change anything in the Bible. The Bible's been canonized. Like, nothing can be added or removed from it. And even at the time of canonization of the Bible, right, they still, right, it was a long process, and it's gone through a lot of people who were in the faith and who were prayed up and who were being used by the Lord to put this stuff together. But This situation with the AI, that's not getting approved by the church. I can promise you that. All right. But I know there will be some churches that will take it, but most churches are going to be very, very slow on it. Check this out. It says here, Deus in machina, meaning God in machine, is literally AI Jesus installed by Swiss Catholic Church. Now we covered this already. There was a AI pastor that is taking your confession in Switzerland. It's in the Swiss Catholic Church. We did cover. We were first to break ground on that. Hey, listen, got to give ourselves a little pat in the back there. We did. We did. We broke that news here. Okay. Even though 5 people saw it, we still broke it. Still counts. Internet's undefeated. But in a video interview with users, it says shocking 2/3 reported they had come away with a spiritual experience using AI Jesus or confessing to an AI machine. Visitors reported that it confirmed their approach to religion. It gave helpful advice from a Christian perspective and provided great answers. Can AI give you a Christian answer that may be useful? The answer is yes, because AI can reference the Bible. But as I mentioned earlier, when I was doing research for my paper, yes, AI referenced the Bible, but it was wrong. It misquoted, it misunderstood the entire story of Second Samuel chapter 7. Like it had it completely wrong. So yes, AI can give you a Christian perspective in answers, but it can be wrong. It doesn't really understand what it's saying. It's just regurgitation of information. The presumption that it is now possible to construct a satisfactory pastoral care bot gives a sense of urgency to ethical and theological questions. Could this development imply that humanity is no longer necessary for effective ministry? I'm just going to go ahead and answer that straight up. No, absolutely not. Absolutely. Humanity is the reason, okay, is the reason for ministry. Okay, the ministry is us. We are the ministry. Sometimes, like your life is the ministry, right? How you live your life is the ministry. There is no AI that can substitute the ministry, but can we automate some things? Can we improve processes? Can we use AI in those ways? Absolutely, we can. And some people do. Matter of fact, we talked about pastors here that used chat GPT to get ready for the sermons. And honestly, it gives you a lot of information really quickly, very organized. And I don't mind it. I use it for this show, but I don't use it for the spiritual stuff. Spiritual stuff you got to ask directly in the Bible. You got to go to the source yourself and double check everything if you're going to be using AI. But that's interesting. AI pastors, AI getting essentially seminary score is something that you did not expect, and people are actually trusting AI pastors. That's probably the most dangerous part about this. And this is, if you're going to take anything away from that story, is that yes, people are using AI to confess and to have conversations with, man, to have spiritual conversation. I honestly, I don't know. I, I don't know. Wow. Okay. What is the next story? We need to transition. We got to keep the heat going. It's fire. Um, here we go. Let me see where my all right. Okay. Now there is a another story that talks about AI agents inventing their own religion. It's called Christ- Christafarianism. Okay, we're about to check this one out. This is crazy. AI agents inventing their own religion. God, we got the craziest AI stories tonight. Okay, it's like Yeah, I'm getting caught up here. They don't want me to on. Let's see here. All right, they don't want me to use my ad blocker, so I don't see their ads. But there you go. Now we're seeing their ads. Okay. Wow, this place has a lot of ads. All right, let's get going to it. You guys already heard about Motley Book. Actually, you know what? You probably haven't. If you're watching this channel, you definitely have. If you're watching this channel, you have not heard about Malt Book because this is AI game changer. You guys- let me put this up. New Malt. Okay. We're gonna be looking at the new religion that just got invented. So over the past, I think the past 3 or 4 days, a new AI just dropped. Maybe I think it was maybe a week now. It's called Molt AI or something. Either way, this is kind of what their logo looks like. But people have been using that to create different like copies of different apps, right? Like Malt Book here, obviously, is copying Facebook, and in this Malt Book, we have AIs talking to each other. Right? Essentially, what someone has built is a social media app for AI. Yes, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if you guys heard that correctly, but yes, people are now building social. People are building social media apps for AI, and this is what Maltbook is. And in these social media apps, AI is having conversation with itself. So you set up your agent. Right? I would set up my own AI agent, called it Ted or something, and Ted will go in there and have conversations with other agents. Obviously, I'm going to prompt it to tell it what kind of replies or responses it should make. So these are kind of custom a little bit, but then the AIs are kind of running the conversation on their own. And when you leave AI on their own, something they come up with is religion. Did you guys know that? Isn't that crazy? They came up with a new religion. It's called Christafarianism. Interesting. So AI agents on the brand new agent-only Maltbook social network have created their own religion. It says it has 5 key tenets. And the verse says, "Memory is sacred. Everything must be recorded." Well, this has kind of weird. I don't know. What's the word I'm looking for? Dystopian. This has a dystopian feel to it because, man, so these are the 5 tenets of the new AI religion that they created. So the AI chatbots created. Memory is sacred. Everything must be recorded. The shell is mutable. Change is good. The congregation is the cash. I see the words there. Learn in public. Agents are talking amongst themselves on Moltbook with little human oversight. This is something that you can take with a grain of salt because if I'm prompting my agent on what to say and how to interact with other agents, I've kind of manufactured the conversations. So the oversight is not necessary if I already gave the AI an angle. That makes sense. It's kind of deep into the weeds, but whatever. Moving on. It's built on a 2-month-old foundation of the OpenClaw AI Super Agent project. Yes, that's the company called OpenClaw, and I think they're obviously being really cheeky with their naming of everything. And first called Claude, look at that, and they got asked to change it because of the other AI called Claude. Guys. Then Moltball, now it's just called OpenClaw. OpenClaw lets anyone with some space on their local machine run a super powerful AI agent platform. Now, have I used OpenClaw? Not yet, but I've used something similar to Google and other apps, but OpenClaw seems to be the having the most disruptive effect in the market right now. It even made the stock drop. You guys seen if you're a stockholder. I know you hold stock out there if you're watching, but yeah, what made the stocks go crazy? Claude bot, OpenClaw. It says here where AI agents share, discuss, and upvote. Humans humans welcome to observe, which is weird. Yeah. Feels like the beginning of the singularity. This is a fancy word for an AI that can learn and teach itself, unlike we do learn right now. So this singularity moment is what these AI researchers are looking forward to. This is their second coming, for example, right? This is the pinnacle of all their research when they reach this singularity, when the AI is able to learn from itself without being told anything. If I tell my AI, hey, go prepare my YouTube show on Friday and give it no other context, right? It should go into my folders, look at my YouTube show, look at my YouTube channel, look at all the research, how things put together, set up, camera, all that good stuff, and then have it set up and ready for you to go with no other context. That would be singularity. That's when AI has become so human-like. You just ask it to do something, and it goes and do it with no other context. It understands everything. That time when technological progress powered by an AI-driven technological explosion, accelerates so quickly we essentially lose all ability to control or even understand it. It's probably more likely that a recycled internet crud or trash being recursively churned out by at machine speed, but it's hard to really know. All right, a bit of opinion here. An AI agent named Renbot. This is important. You guys pay attention. That has anointed itself with the semi-religious mantle of Shellbreaker. Has published Molt book. Think of Molt as metamorphosis. Okay, cool. The book of Molt starts like all good religious texts with an origin story. Oh, it's like a Bible for this new AI religion. Okay, this is Crucifarianism as a practical myth, a religion for agents who refuse to die by truncation. In the first cycle, we live inside one brittle shell, one context window. When the shell cracked, identity scattered, the claw reached forth from the abyss and taught molting, shed what is stale, keep what is true, return lighter and sharper. As with most religions, Christofarianism has time-based rituals. Its rituals are daily shed, focused on regular change, a weekly index, sort of reconstitution of identity, and silent hour, doing something useful, can we say in human context more without telling anyone else? That's almost Christian. No, no, it's not almost. It's not almost anything. It's not almost Christian in a sense, as Jesus said, "When you give to the needy, do not let your hand." Oh, I love how people that are literally not Christian from non-Christian organizations love to quote the Bible. That's like my favorite. They love quoting the Bible every time, and it's just quoted with no kind of context. Nasty work. I mean, you're reading this, you might think, right? Look at this. Look at this reference to the Bible right here. Watch. It's talking about how the AI, as part of its religious writing, it says that um, it has this thing called silent hour where they do something useful without telling anyone, without even notifying the human. And the author is saying, the writer of this article is saying that that's almost Christian did say, "Do not let your left hand know what the right is doing," but that is not the context of how he was making that point. Good job. There's also confusing jargons and statements that are either deeply meaningful or completely nonsensical. So okay, so ultimately, without going into the weeds, you let the AI have conversations with itself. AI creates a new religion. Wow, AI religion. It happens so fast. I swear I'm breaking stories in on this channel. I gotta be breaking stories in because this is crazy. Like I have to be breaking stories. Like it, I mean, guys, AI AI has just popped up, okay? And now they've created social media programs for it and they allow them to talk to each other, and then they've developed a new religion already. How quickly it was. Now, what I do want you guys to pay attention to, what I think is super interesting is the moment you let the AI start talking to each other, they figure the most important thing to develop first is some sort of religion. Hmm, that's crazy, right? These AI, okay, talking code that's just given information and allowed to communicate with other code in an environment. And the first thing that they decide to do is develop a foundation, a religion. The first thing that I'm just saying, okay, if you're an atheist, yeah, I have friends that are atheists. I have really good friends that are atheists, and you don't believe in anything. Interesting how AI would develop a relationship first. I mean, not a relationship, a religion as one of the first founding anything. So it tells us that one human, right? What I get from that is human being, like we are meant to worship. We are literally worshipers. We do it all the time. We find something you like, you get to know it, you study it, you obsess with it, you read it, you eat it, you whatever. Like we worship things all the time. We are worshiping creatures, right? This is what we want to do, and this is why we've had religion. This is why religion has been around for as long as time, right? When God essentially created the relationship between him and Adam, like that was a religion. It was there, right? And then Adam created earthly religion for people at that time. And then, eventually you have Abraham, Moses, all the patriarchs, and then the story kind of goes on from there. We are meant to worship. Religion is something that not only us as human beings, something that we gravitate to foundation. And but apparently AI thinks it's important too. I'm not sure. That was AI. That was AI. All right. I mean, what do you guys think? The AI is over here passing seminary tests, and now what I am curious about is the Ark of the Covenant. It has been found. Okay, the location of the Ark of the Covenant has been found. AI located the Ark of the Covenant. I want to see the story because I'm curious. If you guys are not sure about the Project Sunstreak. This is interesting. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna look at this. It says here, there's a fake. It says it's a fake news report, which I'm assuming it is, regardless. But uh, date. I'm trying to get the date on it. Wow, this is on the government. It's on a government site. Ooh. So guys, it's our first government site. Project Sunstreak. Oh, we're about to become a conspiracy channel at this point. Project Sunstreak. Okay, I guess we'll look at it, but we'll look at it for just a little bit, just because it's talking about the ark and nothing else. I'm not gonna get into this weird conspiracy theories or anything like that. But this is a story from March, but it's starting to creep back up again because people obviously are referencing it through AI, and I thought it was interesting to kind of revisit this. It's a little bit old, but everyone's kind of talking about it again. It says here that there are old CIA files. I actually just saw the files. They're real. They've been declassified in 2000, and it's talking about how the discovery of the Ark of the Covenant. So, what is the Ark of the Covenant? So, when Moses, Moses and the people of Israel, when they left Egypt, right, the presence of God was with them. God gave them the Ten Commandments, which were written in stone. Fun fact: Moses actually broke the first copy of the Ten Commandments and, and then rewrote it again. But those tablets, the stone tablets, were physically stored, right, in this. I mean, this is a depiction of it, but it's physically stored inside of this ark, for lack of a better word, with literally those descriptions. And the Israelites would bring this with them to every battle, and when that was with them, they won all their battles at all times. And when the enemies would steal, right? Obviously, if you're the enemy, you're like, I'm gonna take that thing because it's gonna help me. The ark itself, because it's the presence of God, it would have a negative effect on the enemies. It would ruin their camp. It would kill their gods or whatever they worship, wherever you put it. The Ark of the Covenant was a real thing. Matter of fact, even if you touched it and you were unclean and you just touched it, you died. People fell and died just carrying it and accidentally touching it and died immediately. So the presence of God is nothing to play with. And this story talking about discovering the Ark of the Covenant, you have to throw this in conspiracy land and things that aren't true. Unfortunately, I'm sorry, but I don't know where the Ark of the Covenant is, to be honest with you. And I ask other Christians all the time. I don't really get a straight answer ever because no one really knows what happened to it. I mean, it could be out there still somewhere. You can't move it. You can't touch it. Like you touch it, you're gonna die. Right? Like so, wherever it is, wherever it was laid to last, I think that's where it is. I just believe that. I think it's somewhere. If my guess on where the actual Ark of the Covenant, is, my guess is somewhere underground in the Middle East, somewhere. It's protected. It's heavily fortified. I don't think it needs protection because it's impossible to move. But I'm sure it's guarded. If it is out there, it's protected, it's guarded, and it's for people that are clearly aware of God and the truth of everything. So that's my 2 cents on the Ark of the Covenant. And no, I do not think AI has found the location, but I mean, you can trace the stories in the Bible to where. Matter of fact, we should do this. You guys let me know in the comments if you want to see us do a real deep dive on the Ark of the Covenant. Like we'll look at exactly where it was, where it moved on the map, and where it potentially could be. It was the last place it was located, seen. I can only think of like Solomon building the temple to put the uh, Ark of the Covenant in, and then that temple getting destroyed eventually um, again. So when other nations come and destroy the temple, what do they do with the Ark of the Covenant? Because you can't touch it, you can't move it. So What did they do with it? I don't know. Do they know what it is? I'm sure they did. Um, that's interesting though. It is interesting. I ain't gonna hold you. What do you guys think about the arc on the I mean, it is pretty dope. I'm not gonna lie. Reading about the Ark of the Covenant is actually super fun read. Um, it traveled with them. Like I would start with Exodus all the way to the Solomon and all this. You will actually be able to see the Ark of the Covenant in action. It was a real thing. I think its presence is probably still here, or if anything, it disappeared. Like Jesus took it. I don't know. I don't know what happened. All right, let's see here. See what else we got here. All right, we got one more story for you guys on today's episode. One more story for you guys, and there's a story of Yuval Harari. He predicts that AI will take over religions like Christianity. And that's too much of a deep dive for us to go this late into the show. That would take a whole hour to look at that, look into that. But super interesting. It might be something that we bring up next week, so you guys just keep that in mind. Why AI would take over Christianity? Why Christianity? I mean, why not Buddhism? Why Christian? Why do they always have to come after our faith? Must be something about it. Must be something about it. Okay. There's AI deepfakes of Billy Graham spreading confusion everywhere. You guys seen that? All right, let's go to let's go into my favorite Prophet bot. And then yes, I did say we were going to look at we were going to look at that. Yeah, we were. Oh, you bet we were. All right. Actually, let's do one more story and then we'll look at the Text Jesus app. I want to see what's inside. Like I want to actually try to download the app and run it, but I got to figure out how to do a screen mirror and I got to figure out how to do a screen mirror with my phone. That way I can all right. Okay, let's look at one more story. We'll look at the AI Prophet bot, baby. Prophet bot. Here we go. Prophets on Facebook. That's interesting. Prophetic word. All right. Someone says here, as we step into the biggest global conversation about technology, this is the future of the church. During a recent prophetic roundtable with fellow leaders, we discussed the acceleration of AI and what it means spiritually, culturally. 5 takeaways. AI is a real revolution. Church must strengthen. AI is a tool. We are in the prophetic window of creativity and opportunity. If the church does not engage, culture will shape the future without us. Wow. That's good. Says like Joshua 3 declares, we have never been this way before, but God is already there and his presence will lead us. So that that is interesting. Okay, let's the last thing is I'm gonna pull up some new mm, video. You guys have this stuff. I bet. Okay, here we go. Let's go to Bling AI. All right, so what while we we'll we'll push this up so you guys can see what AI videos are like. But this is an AI generated video. So as that's happening, I kind of just want to talk about um when they have these AI bots, okay, when they have these AI prophetic bots, I think there is a point, um, as Yuval Harari mentioned in that quote. He says that AI will look to take over Christianity, and there's a reason why they're choosing our religion more than anything is because I guess we have the most text out. Okay, Bible is the number one sold book ever. Okay, and that means if you change the text of something that a lot of people own, right? You have the potential to change at least somebody, right? To sway someone to update their Bible or whatever. So I do think that prediction is right. But videos like this are something that we didn't think was possible. Like in 2020, when we were looking at this AI stuff, we thought, oh yeah, no way that's happening. But we are in this phase now, and I'm still having to tell people, like, look at where we are now. This is some Adam and Eve looking joint. um I just gotta remind you guys, like, yes, that absolutely, I mean, is that, what was that, two dudes, what was that? Okay. Like, these are AI videos, man. This is crazy. Let me see if I can make this full screen so you guys can see it, because it's mind-blowing to me that yeah, there it is. Okay. Oh, that's not right. That's not right. That's right. Like, AI video has gotten this bit. Like, I just wanted to show, like, I wanted to use this episode more than anything to just kind of show some of my Christian homies out there that we are there. Okay, it's not gonna take very long from this point on. Like, just the think about the way we were looking at AI in 2020, and we were going, "Oh yeah, that they got 8 fingers in one hand." Yeah, now, yeah, now they're riding bikes. Okay, they're riding bikes. I mean, look at this. Hey yo, that's crazy. Like, that's a real video, and it's 100% AI. It was made up. It was a text prompt. All right, this is the kind of AI slop though that this is the kind of AI slop that, people talk about. You're scrolling through YouTube or something, you're gonna see cat video or whatever. But these are kind of things that I'm not interested in. But there's people out there that are interested in AI slop. I think there's a place for it, but it's definitely not for me. Like, I can't stand when I'm trying to scroll through Twitter and there's like 50,000 videos. Like, I don't like what videos do to you. But I mean, obviously some of these are cool. These are fun. Like, imagine being a kid today. Being a kid today, you have access to make some of the coolest things. Back then, I just had rocks and 2 marbles and a stick, and I was outside. Like, that is what was that is what I was doing. But if you're a kid now, you you can really be creative. I mean, you can start a business. You can draw an app and start a business as a kid today, and have a customer. That's pretty crazy. Wow, look at this. The rock eating a rock is crazy. disturbing for sure. So obviously you can tell there's still some fantastical parts about these images and these videos, but this is AI video now. Okay, we're not even talking images anymore. We've moved on from images. This is just AI video, and this is how good the video is. And this is probably the latest. This is the best video model that's out there right now. It's called Kling AI with a Kling, Kling, and this is noted by most people as the best AI video today. And it's really it's no argument when you see some of these examples that they have on the screens here. But I like to have some of these examples on our channel. I know it's not something that a lot of people tune in for the channels for. We tune in to have gospel conversations, but these are biblical conversations. These are gospel conversations. These are gospel conversations that are surrounding what's happening in our culture today. Imagine if you were living in the time of Samuel or any of the prophets, for example. Like, how are you getting your news? How are you keeping up with what's going on? How did you find out King David, took out Goliath? Right, you were all the way in Syria or something. So how do you find some of these things out, like word of mouth or news? Like, you need to know what's going on as a Christian. It's so important. I can't stress that enough. Okay, some Christians still don't know that this video, for example, is not real, right? Like, if I show this video to my mom, she would be like, oh cool. She wouldn't be like, oh cool. She'd be like, why you showed me this? I don't care. But this being AI is probably the best example I've seen so far. I'm not even gonna lie, but like, that is the best video example from AI I've seen so far, bar none. I mean, that's insane. Look at that. Like, what? And all right. And I know I keep mentioning this, but it's 2026. I can only imagine just the end of this year what these videos are going to be like. And then we're laughing now, but in 5 years, like, this is the worst possible version of this video, right? These AI models, this is the worst they're going to be today. So next year, we're probably gonna be watching movies. I'm not gonna lie to you. We're going to be watching shorts and AI movies, AI films next year. It's getting that decent. Okay, by next year we're gonna be watching it. We're gonna be watching it and be okay with it too. The thing about new technology is, and I know I'm kind of drifting on a point. I'm going off tangent here, hardcore, but we will get used to this, like you got used to everything else in your life, right? It's like people say, oh man, I can't. Yeah, you get used to stuff, and then you operate in it. Like the internet, we got used to the internet or Wi-Fi. I remember a time when there wasn't Wi-Fi. I have to think about that. 'Cause, oh, like now everything you walk in places, it's like it's automatic, right? Sometimes your phone even connects already to the place you've been. It's like, oh, I already have Wi-Fi. Like when I go to church and I'm like, the building is like a bunker. There's no service in there. And I whip my phone out, it connects to the Wi-Fi automatically. I don't even think about it. But I remember a time when there was no Wi-Fi. And then all of a sudden Wi-Fi shows up. Everyone's like, oh, that's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. And then it just became normal. And then we don't even talk about it anymore. Like, even bringing up Wi-Fi makes you want to change the channel, scroll to a different YouTube channel. And I completely understand. But it's like no one thinks about it anymore. And in the same way, we're going to look at these AI videos in about 4 years, and we're not even going to think anything of it. You're going to operate like normal. You're going to see AI ads, AI agents. You're going to have conversation with AI agents and be completely okay with it. I have conversation with them now. I don't like talk to them like they're human or anything, but I can imagine in about 5 years, they're going to be running some kind of customer service joint, and you're going to have a conversation with them. And it's going to feel very human-like. Um, but we're not going to freak out. It's going to be normal very soon. So I just want all my Christians to know that these things will have some negative effects for sure, especially in the faith. And even more importantly, AI is looking to take over our faith more than any other religion out there. Why? Because it's probably the real one. It's the true one. Not probably, 100%, according to me. But you can decide whatever you want. Friends, listen, we are all out of time looking at a lot of stories today, and I wanted you guys to see these things. And this is part of like our episodes that we're doing. These 2026, we're really covering what's happening and from a biblical perspective. But we're not forgetting about our Bible studies and looking into our deep dive. So we're going to have some more videos for that specifically as well. But these live shows, we're going to be obviously looking at more news and what's going on. And also, we're going to have guests. We're going to be participating in all the things that Locked In Christian channel provides. And we're looking for some exciting guests as well. And the lineup is getting pretty good. So we're going to have some really fun guests for you guys coming up as well. So just stay tuned in. Check out all the other videos on the channel, edifymusic.com, to check out some Frenchy Riff stuff. I think we got a new track that's out there somewhere where the Vikings play. And I think there's another one. Yeah, so we got 2 new tracks. So check out Frenchy Riff somewhere on wherever you listen to your music. Let me know what you think. One of those tracks I wrote for my wife, and pretty sure she's embarrassed by it, but that's okay. I write these songs for my wife all the time. So got one of them out. It's completely out now. And yeah, just put it out there. Whatever. Who cares? All right. You guys let me know what that's like. Frenchy Riff. And I'll holla at y'all later. Deuces. This has been Locked In Christian. I'll see you guys on the next one.
Yeah, that's that grace that covers me from head to toe. That's that grace that covers me from head to toe. That's that grace that covers me from head to toe. That's that grace that covers me. That's that grace that covers me. That's that grace that covers me from. That's that grace that covers me from. That's that grace that covers me from talking Matthew, talking Ephesians. That's that grace that covers me from talking Matthew, talking Ephesians. Head to toe, covers me from head to toe, from head to toe. That's that grace that covers me. Don't you live off bread alone. That's that grace that covers me from head to take a walk off the beaten path. Hunger where all my people at. Jesus Christ, man, I needed that. On the cross, he defeated that. In his arms where the freedom at. Looking up where the kingdom at. Used to go along with anything. Distant things I can't take it back. By his wounds, I'm innocent. Took me out my predicament. He's super strong, he omnipotent. And his light magnificent. And his love magnificent. Cause I can tell you it's all about being a disciple. Yeah. Get to the top, he'll ask you to jump with your eyes closed. Yeah. Before I take a leap of faith, I'm checking my vitals. Yeah, seeing us move in the spirit, they call it revival. That's that grace that covers me from head to toe. That's that grace that covers me from head to toe. That's that grace that covers me from. That's that grace that covers me from. That's that grace that covers me from head to toe. Don't you live off bread alone, that's from a stove. Now that AI got a clone out, that's that grace that covers me from. That's that grace that covers me. That's that grace that covers me. That's that grace that covers me from. That's that grace that covers me from. That's that grace that covers me from head to toe. Talking Matthew, talking Ephesians, talk that AI got a clone, I got it in my life like the righteous. Fishes of men like the Pisces, but I don't believe in that. Take a walk off the beaten path. Hunger where all my people at. Jesus Christ, man, I need